Excuse me. You know what we missed while we've been chasing that sneaker son of yours across the amber fields of grain? We missed Mary May's big gig in Philly.
I know. I thought about that in the middle of the night last night when I was obsessing about this leg of the trip.
Are you still spooked?
No. No, whatever that was, it seemed to have resolved itself. I just have a really strong feeling that this leg of the trip was a big mistake.
Well, you know, maybe so, but that's what he wanted us to believe. But at the same time, he's getting so damn good at fool him once, fool him twice. We had to check it out, you know. So how did you do? What'd you come up with this morning?
Oh, I tried a lot of different angles, but I came up with a big fat 0. See, my theory was that since Corey Gibbons had been in medical schools across the country, that maybe she was a doctor by now. So I had started by checking here, but nobody had ever heard of a Corey Gibbons. And then I found a really sympathetic clerk who was willing to call around to some hospitals in the area, but Corey Gibbons hasn't been given physician's privileges anywhere.
How do you always manage to do that?
What?
Get some poor, innocent slob to do your dirty work for you. I'm up at the crack of dawn, down there standing in line at DMV. My legs are killing me. I'm doing the dirty work. That's for nothing, right? So then I go to the Pasadena City College. I deal with some witch of a registrar, just trying to find out a simple question. Has Corey Gibbons ever been here? Is she here now?
And I gather she was.
Oh, you gather right, baby. And meanwhile, here you are. You sitting here drinking coffee, looking beautiful in this hospital. And I'm doing all this stuff myself. How do you do it?
Well,
you got that person to make all those calls for you. You know, that poor slob.
She didn't make a lot of calls. She only made one call. It was just to the California Medical Board, and it only took 5 minutes. And during that time, I was checking all the phone listings here in the area and in the surrounding 60-mile radius to see if Corey Gibbons was listed anywhere, which, of course, she was.
But you were sitting down.
Well, often the key to getting help is by asking nicely.
Yeah, nag, nag, nag. Oh, hell. Who should we nag next? Oh, wise and pleasant one.
You know what's puzzling me? Lucky should have spent through that cash by now.
Yeah, I know. Most of the emergency fund had to go for that suite in Boston.
You know something? Maybe we should check the activity on his credit card. He may have been forced to use that.
That's a good idea. They can camp out, but they gotta eat.
Right.
All right, I'll make a phone call.
I can...
No, I wouldn't think of that. You stay right here. Drink your coffee. Luxuriate in these romantic surroundings. This light is really good for you. And cogitate. That's what you do best. No luck.
No? I was worried after you left whether or not you'd even be able to access that account.
I've got his PIN number. Didn't do me any good. Little Johnny 3 has not used the credit card.
I don't understand this. We know how much cash was there, and he would have had to have gone through it by now.
I checked his savings account.
Mm-hmm.
He took out $200 2 days ago.
Still, that's not enough. You haven't been leaving any big cash around your apartment lately, have you?
Honey, I haven't indulged in stashing money under the mattress since Turkey. Do you remember Kushadashi?
I do, and I'd rather not.
Wait a minute. I did have some money in the apartment. It was my own emergency fund for my own emergency persona. Your offspring came by a few days ago with some lame excuse about wanting to go up to my apartment to get a sweatshirt. What is this, advancing senility or something? I should have known. Why did I let him go up there without watching him?
Why wouldn't you? I mean, you trust him.
Not anymore. That's where Johnny 3 got his money. From Johnny 2.
And may I remind you that he has authorization to sign on that credit card?
All right, you sit tight. I'll check my alias account. Where did your son learn this devious behavior? Good thinking, little mama. Our firstborn does indeed have my credit card. Now guess where he used it last and what for.
It's all clear.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I went from the cellar to the attic and there was no sign of anybody. My bet is that my parents took Lulu to Mary Mae's or Aunt Bobby's because the portable crib's gone. Plus, Emily, there's dishes left in the sink. Which means they left in a hurry because my mom never does that.
Lucky, are you sure if your dad went after us that your mom went with him? I mean, she could be at Mary Mae's, too.
Emily, the way I see it is the minute they realized that I was missing, they dropped everything, got together, and went to look for me. I mean...
Are you sure about that?
I know them, you know? So just trust me, okay? I mean, I'm telling you, everything's worked out how I planned. I mean, they're still in Albuquerque. They're on their way to Pasadena. There's no possible way they know that we doubled back here yet. It's impossible. So just make yourself at home, okay?
I don't know what to do now. It's a dead end, isn't it? As long as finding my Aunt Corey.
Maybe it's not a dead end, you know. Maybe it's a cosmic stop sign signaling you, saying you shouldn't try anymore.
From who? Whom?
I don't know. From whoever's running things, you know? I mean, in the big sense.
Now, whoever it is, it sure isn't me. I felt so brave and bold going off like that. And now it's...
Well, Emily, you should still feel that way. I mean, it took a lot of what my dad calls moxie.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing. I don't feel so brave about going back to the Quartermains. But there's no other option. There's no trails to follow. There's no clues as to where my Aunt Corey might be. I guess it's pretty clear she didn't want contact with any of us.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about the Quartermains, Emily. They really do want you with them.
Yeah, right. And after we put them through this, they're probably going to feel really responsible for me. And they'd be pretty mad, too. And I'll tell you one thing. Angry Quartermains are not a pretty sight.
Emily, they're going to get over it. You know? I mean, at least they realize how unhappy you were.
Yeah, well, going back doesn't make me feel any happier.
Well, you don't have to decide anything right now. Okay? Oh, wait. Just a second. Yeah, I was right. Went home, left the lights on timers, so nobody's going to notice if they're on at night. I'm telling you, we have so much emergency supplies in the basement, you know? So what we can do is just hang out here and see how long it takes my mom and dad to find us. You can consider what you want to do.
Okay.
Okay.
I will. But you know what? Right now I am so beat. If I was taking a nap.
Well, go for it. The guest bedroom's on the left at the top of the stairs.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Morning.
Hi. What you making?
Pancakes.
You know how?
Yeah, you just read the back of the box. Oh. Dang it. We're out of milk.
Can't you use water or something?
Nah. You could always have dry cereal.
I suppose.
You know, if I take my bike through the woods to the grocery store in McCormick, I can pull this up. Nobody knows me there.
Lucky, don't you think that's kind of dangerous?
Yeah, but it's worth it. Make yourself at home.
I'll be back soon.
I will.
Dr. Alan Quartermain has been taken to General Hospital, where he also serves as Assistant Chief of Staff. Dr. Quartermain was a passenger in the car driven by his son, Alan Quartermain Jr.
Oh, no.
According to local police, Alan Jr. was not injured in the accident, but his blood alcohol level is alleged to have been above the legal limit, and charges are pending. An EOQ spokesperson issued a statement saying Dr. Quartermain is resting comfortably and his family is with him. We'll bring you more details as they become available.
Emily. Emily? What'd you leave for? Emily. Oh, no. Foster, no. Foster, hey, it's nice to see you, too. I miss you, but it's too soon, okay? Now just stay here.
You know I'm right. You might as well admit it.
Why? Because it's the most likely thing that Lucky would have done. That immediately makes it the least likely. Careful.
No, that's not the reason, sweetheart. The reason is because little Johnny 3 purchased 2 airline tickets from Albuquerque, I'm tired, to Port Charles on my pilfered credit card.
Now, there is probably the first sound piece of reasoning that you've had for this entire caper.
That's a matter of opinion.
Well, what if he purposely put those tickets on this credit card so that we would follow him here? I mean, have you ever thought about that? Where is he? Why did he all of a sudden just give up?
Yes, Reginald, my good man. A message from Monica, if you would. Tell her that we are following the least likely lead, which means we're back home. The fugitives are still out, but they're here somewhere. We just haven't pinpointed them yet, okay? All right. Thanks.
Not up there. What did Monica say?
I left word. She's at the hospital. Apparently Alan dinged himself up in the car last night. He's okay. He's okay.
That's good.
So, you hungry? Silly question, huh?
I guess the first thing we do is make a list of possible hiding places.
The most obvious place to look would be the catacombs.
Let's rule that out.
Right. Hey, look. A brand new milk.
Look, a brand new mess. Looks like an attempt at pancakes.
You know, I haven't figured out yet why we haven't been able to catch up with the little sneaks, but I'll tell you this, all that time you wasted at the RMV in Boston didn't help.
Me? Me? Well, what about you? I mean, did you notice how long that line was, or were you too busy coming up with some kind of a convoluted strategy that never even paid off?
All right, now it's my fault. My fault again, huh? Convoluted? I'm telling you, it was the only strategy either one of us could come up with. I had a plan, at least.
Oh, yeah, right. You brilliantly deduced that the most likely thing that Lucky would do would be the least likely thing that he would do, making it least likely that he would fly direct to Albuquerque, Mr. Detour through Chicago.
You know, I get real sick of taking the blame and getting my head bit off just because your son ran off with the first little girl that made his hands sweaty.
That's a horrible thing to say to me, Luke. But I shouldn't be surprised, should I? Because you've treated me like excess baggage for this entire trip.
Oh, get off it, will ya? Just stop with that. That's not true. I told you I didn't want you to go with me in the first place.
Stop it! Just stop arguing for 1 minute!
Uh-huh. Gotcha. Is Emily down there, too?
No. I guess she heard Dr. Quartermain got in an accident, so she went to the hospital. At least that's what the note said.
Come over here. Give me a hug before I blow up at you. Come on.
The grin, cowboy. Lose it. I can't save your bacon on this one.
Do you realize how wrong you were, sending us on a wild goose chase across the country and back again?
In the Quartermain's jet, it was sheer torture.
Now, don't go pretending that you weren't worried sick the whole time.
Worried sick, almost broke out in a rash. What have you got to say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
Let's start.
I kept Emily safe while she did something she had to do.
Yeah, I know. However, when we taught you survival skills, they were to be used in life and death situations. That's what the money was for. That's what the credit cards are for. Not to impress the first little girl that makes your palms sweaty.
We're friends.
Good. Counting on that.
Nevertheless, this was not a life and death situation. Agreed?
Agreed. I got you guys to spend time together, didn't I?
I do not enjoy being manipulated by a 12-year-old.
I'm right, though.
Yes, you're right. Things are better than they've been in a long time.
They are? They are. Why didn't you point that out earlier?
Because if I'd pointed it out, you would have found some way to mess it up.
No, I wouldn't have. Okay, all right. Maybe I would have.
This is perfect, you guys. I mean, it couldn't happen on a more perfect day.
What day?
Oh, come on, guys. Come on, think about it. Come on, today is...
It's our anniversary.
That's right. Okay, Dad, now you can go over to Mary Mason and pick up Lou, and Mom, we can thaw something out of the freezer.
Hey,
for
you
dinner.
stay out of this. I'll go pick up Lulu.
All right, I guess I'll pause something.
It's our anniversary. You live one more day.
Emily would have left anyway, you know. It's just she did not know the first thing about being on the run.
So you figured you'd show her?
I figured I'd keep her safe. And I did.
You were fortunate. Very fortunate.
How'd things go with you and Dad?
We were thrown together in circumstances that we might have otherwise avoided, which I believe is what you were going for, right?
Oh, come on, Mom. I mean, you and Dad were in a rut. You know, I mean, you were both dug in. You wouldn't budge an inch. It took something really, really big and dramatic just to shake you out of it. It was worth a try, you know? It worked, didn't it?
As far as causing me an incredible amount of worry and giving me sleepless nights and inspiring me to new creative heights for your punishment, yes, it worked like a charm. But in terms of your father and I, Lucky, I was so distraught, I couldn't even think in those terms.
What is it going to take? We have to run away again?
Hey, I don't like threats. Your father and I are going to cancel those credit cards, Lucky. And if you do something like this again, we're not following you a second time.
I was joking.
Daddy's home, and he brought supper.
Oh, look at my girl. Oh,
Sweet.
she's so sweet. Oh,
Yeah, there's your goofy brother.
Oh.
Did you miss Mommy?
There she goes.
Come to
There's
Mama.
Mommy.
Let's get your coat off. Come on. Let's go.
So, how'd it go?
I think she's softening up.
You're a good man.
I feel really bad I didn't get you guys an anniversary present, you know.
Well, that's understandable. You didn't have time to shop. Of course, my other son, Johnny Forbes III, he could have gotten me one of those really cool Navajo bracelets that I saw in Albuquerque, but whatever. More salad.
Oh, she is never going to let me live this one down, is she?
No, you're going to pay for this only about $35, I'd say. You want to fill in any of the blanks?
Sure. Did I mention we got caught in a rainstorm?
Mm.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
And we went to a cave for cover, and when I went back to get my supplies, there was a rock slide.
A rock slide?
Yeah. And Emily got trapped in the cave, and see, I got knocked unconscious.
You were what?
Hey, honey, let's just cut to the end of the story. It all turned out okay. Here he is. He's alive and well. Go on. Let's hear more.
I just got knocked in the head.
Just, knocking
a
the head.
knock. I'm okay. Okay, anyway, when the rock slide started, it disturbed this rattlesnake. But Emily killed it. That's the good part.
Good for her, man.
Yeah, Dad, she was really okay at this. I mean, she was a little shaky with the overview, but when you get down to the specifics, she was really impressive.
I know what you mean. That kind of balance makes for great teamwork.
You guys bring the carpet bag?
Of course we did.
And the Dad ended up carrying it.
Of course I did.
Well, maybe just for the last few hours.
This is starting to feel like normal, isn't it?